Let's bring in Arkansas Senator Tom Cotton. I know you follow this very closely. One of the things from the report says, call for number 2, the Biden administration's divisive rhetoric and propaganda continue to bring down the military's already low recruitment numbers. It is irresponsible and extraordinarily dangerous to allow them to continue. Does that track with what you've been following?
It does, Dana, no question. We established our own anonymous tip line last year, and we were flooded with hundreds of instances of inappropriate training sessions or other kinds of commentary or misplaced priorities in our military. I've raised this repeatedly with our senior military leadership and tried to address it in the annual defense bill. I also write about it in my book, Only the Strong. The liberal progressives have an effort to neuter our military, not just by cutting the budget, but by engaging in left-wing social engineering. A lot of these progressives seem to worry more about training social justice warriors than actual warriors trained to kill, or whether our drill sergeants are teaching soldiers the right pronouns as opposed to teaching them small unit combat tactiks. This is dangerous for them because it could potentially put them in the fight unprepared, but it's dangerous for our country more fundamentally because we rely on these young men and women to keep us safe.
But do you think that it's hurting recruitment?
Yeah, I think there's no question it's hurting recruitment. I've heard this from recruiters, not just in Arkansas, but across the country. When you have a recruiting base in particular that comes from rural America or working class America, whether it's in South Arkansas or South Boston, and there's so much attention being paid to these kind of left-wing social engineering fantasies, it's unfortunately not surprising that some young men and women want to take a pass. They join the Army to learn how to kill the bad guys. They don't join the Army to learn how to speak like they're in a faculty lounge.
The Democrats would say, and have said, that they think the far greater concern is far-right extremism. Do you think that will be their response to this report?
Well, maybe their response was just factually wrong. Last year, the Secretary of Defense insisted upon a so-called safety stand-down to discuss potential extremism. And then they launched this witch hunt in the department, trying to find all of these so-called extremists. And after millions of man-hours and almost a year of looking, with more than 2 million uniformed personnel, they found fewer than 100 persons associated with extremist organizations. And many of those were just ordinary criminal street gangs.
Got it.
Look, when I served in the military, as today, our young people are some of the very best we have. They're not extremists.
I want to also ask you about this because I know you follow foreign policy closely as well. So yesterday at the World Cup, the Iranian national team, when they took the field, they refused to sing the national anthem. We can show you the video here. And they could very well pay a price for this. Even the New York Times writing that in silence or aloud, high-profile Iranians signal support for protests. Any thoughts on this?
Well, good for the Iranian soccer team for standing in solidarity with hundreds of thousands, probably millions of Iranians who are protesting in the streets for their basic rights while the Ayatollahs are machine gunning women and children to death. I would call upon President Biden to take much firmer actions to stop this kind of gruesome atrocities that you see in Iran, in particular, walking away from the deeply flawed nuclear deal with Iran. You're seeing a repeat right now of what Barack Obama did in 2009, the last time there was a major uprising in Iran, of suppressing their ambitions and dreams for a better Iran that would be safer for America in pursuit of this flawed nuclear deal.
All right, Senator Tom Cotton, thank you for this, and we hope you have a very happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving to you and all.
All right. Thank you so much.